is climate change still important?
There is no other issue that should unite all of us, regardless of our political stripes, or our race or ethnicity, our gender, our sexual orientation, or religious constructs, and that's the issue of climate. That said, in politics here in America, it's the old adage, you want to move the mouse, you got to move the cheese. You got to change the incentives. And there's been incentives, sadly, for bad behavior, not incentive for good behavior, as it relates to leadership, true, real leadership on the issue of climate change. Most of that leadership, interestingly, has come from outside of position, people in positions of authority, just in those outside of office that are pushing those in elected office to step up and step in and do something. And most of that's taking shape, real innovative shape, at the local level, where mayors and city administrators and city council members and members of county boards of supervisors have more of an entrepreneurial spirit, an iterative spirit, where they're willing to try new things. We're playing a bit in the margins. The big issues, the macro that needs to take shape, is we've got to put a price on carbon, period. And I know that's not popular politically to say. I know the polling on it, but I just think fundamentally that's a fact. And use those dollars to reinvest in strategies to substantially reduce the costs associated with energy use, so that savings can be passed on to people.
Where's the pathway to a carbon tax?
Well, I think it's ironic and interesting. Some of the big oil companies are now talking about a carbon tax as they're more and more concerned about cap and trade. Look at AB 32 here in California. Not many big energy producers are particularly pleased with AB 32, and now they're saying, but wait, carbon tax may make some more sense. So interesting bedfellows now. I think there's a different dialogue potentially that could be held. I'm not suggesting for a moment Chevron saying time for a carbon tax, but in the private conversations that I've had with a lot of these big energy producers, you don't have that reaction, the negative reaction that you had 4 or 5 years ago when we were debating this, in the context of the application of cap and trade and the new rulemaking that's taking place here in California.
Can you explain that to a layperson? What's in it for the oil companies?
Well, that's a legitimate question. You'll have to ask that, or have them answer that, because I don't want to put words in their mouth. The bottom line is, what I think most of these big producers want is consistency across jurisdictions. You got to lead. Someone's got to be willing to just take that first step.
And talking of leading, Gavin, what is next for Gavin Newsom?
Who knows? They do say the future's not just in front of you, it's inside of you. And so we'll see. But in politics, I've learned one thing, and that is no one knows what the future holds politically.
You don't want to share your dream?
Well, I have. I mean, I've been very candid. I've got an entrepreneurial energy. I like doing, not just being. And so I've long talked about the position of governor as a platform to really engage in bottom-up thinking and go local in terms of economic development strategies, workforce development strategies, and finding substantive solutions to dealing with the issue of climate change. So inverting the pyramid, but being there in Sacramento to begin to scale those best practices is something I've long wanted to do.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.